Time to do another transfer Manchester United update, and this time we're going to be talking about Angel Gomes, who is yet to sign a new contract for Manchester United and looks set to leave Manchester United this summer, which is disappointing for a lot of fans. Now, Angel Gomes come to light for a lot of Manchester United fans in the under-18s a few seasons ago. At the age of 15, scoring a hat-trick, becoming Manchester United's youngest player in the under-18 Premier League to score a hat-trick from an attacking midfield position. Angel Gomes put in a number of stellar performances for the under-18s, scoring or assisting in practically every game for the under-18s. If it wasn't a goal, he was assisting. Some of his passes absolutely out of this world for the under-18s, and looked to me, although with his small stature and his small frame, looked to me as though he was playing above his years, playing for the under-18s, playing against players that were 16, 17 and some even being 18, which was putting in performances that past Manchester United players and a lot of fans were raving about. Now, he was putting in some really good performances, and so many rave reviews were coming out about him. I saw him play a lot of games for the under-18s. That was what attracted me to start watching a lot more under-18 football. He was coming through with the likes of Tai Chong. Jimmy Garner was a little bit behind him, but he was still coming through the youth teams. And there was obviously a lot of other notable players, the likes of Brandon Williams, also coming through, but he was seen as the shining star of that team and was seen as the best player to come through the Manchester United Youth Academy since at least the likes of Paul Pogba and Jesse Lingard, and some even raved about him as being as good as some of the class of '92, which was the rave reviews we were getting from past players. Now, he was supposed to, as he progressed and got towards 16, the age of 16, he was supposed to go with the under-17 squad to the England under-17 Euros, but unfortunately injury started to derail Angel Gomes' Manchester United career, and unfortunately he wasn't able to go and participate in that tournament, which they got to the final of, which was seen as a golden generation of England players with the likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi, Jadon Sancho and Phil Foden, along others of Angel Gomes' age group, which was a shame for him to miss that tournament. But for every door that closes, another door opens, and Jose Mourinho hinted that he would put a number of youngsters in a match at the end of the Barclays Premier League season, in Jose Mourinho's first season against Crystal Palace, due to Manchester United's participation, which was going to be in the Europa League final. And Angel Gomes was named on the substitutes bench and came on for a cameo appearance in, I believe, around the last 5 to 10 minutes of the game, replacing one of his heroes, Wayne Rooney, to make him the youngest player since Duncan Edwards to participate in a top flight league game for Manchester United at only the age of 16, which probably won't be matched for many years to come for a Manchester United youth player. It is very difficult for a youth player to get any game time at the age of 16 for one of the big 6 Premier League clubs. It really is, and it was a credit that although Jose Mourinho didn't have to play the first team players because the Premier League season was done and dusted and it was a dead rubber, but still a credit to Jose Mourinho that he gave him the opportunity when he had been injured, had injury problems, and it was going to be touch and go with he could actually even participate in the game because he hadn't played a lot of football lately, and it was just great to see him come onto the pitch and get a few touches of the ball in that game. Then Angel Gomes continued to develop, but his development seemed to stagnate for me for his career, picking up stupid injuries, and it didn't hit the heights of what a lot of people saw him in going on to become. A lot of people saw him going on to become a superstar for Manchester United, like the likes of Paul Pogba, and even maybe less to the extent that Jesse Lingard, although he hasn't become a superstar, he's still become a Manchester United squad player and scored some important goals, notably an FA Cup winner against Crystal Palace. So the following season for Angel Gomes, he only made one cameo appearance against Yeovil in the FA Cup, which was disappointing. He didn't feature more, but only 17 years of age, there was still a lot of growth in him. But Jose Mourinho eventually did get sacked, and Angel Gomes's record injuries weren't too clever. He didn't managed to feature a lot for the England under-17 team at the World Cup, which they did go on to win. Unfortunately, he had injury problems before that, which left him to only some cameo appearances in that tournament. He did start one of the group games and did score a couple of goals in that tournament, one goal coming off the substitutes bench in that. He did start a knockout game in that tournament and had a stinker in the game and wasn't played in the next game. England did go on to win the tournament. He was actually captain of the team, although didn't feature much in that tournament and wasn't the outstanding player of the tournament. The likes of Phil Foden taking that trophy as the top player of that tournament, which probably did hurt Gomes, because he was seen as one of the outstanding players for Manchester United, and the likes of Hudson-Odoi and Jadon Sancho were overtaking him as seen as one of the promising stars to come out of the England academy and the Manchester United academies. And Gomes is just, since Jose Mourinho was sacked, a lot of people thought that Gomes would get a lot more game time. He did get a few cameo appearances in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first half of the season, but didn't get enough football for a lot of fans liking. And now we fast forward to this season, and Angel Gomes has featured, I think, only 6 times for Manchester United this season, which probably isn't enough. But this season alone, his performances, and he has had injury niggles, and that when needed to be played in the League Cup, especially, he missed a couple of games where he could have played, where he was apparently injured. In under 23 games, he hasn't featured as much as he could have done through injury or participating in matchday squads for Manchester United, where he hasn't even made the substitutes bench on a regular basis. It is disappointing for Angel Gomes. He was seen as such a high promise, and his career seems to have gone down the toilet pan in recent years, and he's looking to maybe recreate his career, resurrect it elsewhere at another club. He has rejected a 30-odd grand a week contract, which is believed from Manchester United, which is disappointing considering the huge amount of money there on the table. I do believe he is still a very promising young player, still only 19 years of age, and still got a bright future in the game if he's nurtured into a first team and given minutes. I would have liked to have seen Angel Gomes sign the new contract extension, like Taith Chong has done so, like Brandon Williams has done so, and like Mason Greenwood has done so, and then potentially go out on loan to another Premier League club, or what I would like to have seen, go out on loan to a Championship team next season, where he can get a lot of minutes and we can see the true Angel Gomes, to see whether Manchester United would want to have him back. Because I do believe that Manchester United will probably sign at least 1 or 2 players that will play. I think he should be played a lot deeper than he has been played. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Jose Mourinho have played him out in a lot of wider areas when he's come onto the pitch, and I don't believe that is his game. I believe he should be played further back than that for Manchester United, to more dictate the play, to get on the ball, to show some of his passing, not to be played further forward. I don't really see him playing as a number 10 for Manchester United if he does in fact stay at Manchester United. I think time is running out for him to stay at Manchester United. It does look like there's heavy interest from Chelsea, which I think is a bit bizarre, because Chelsea have got the likes of Mason Mount, Ross Barkley, Willian, Pedro, Pulisic, all players that can play in the first team that would be ahead of him. He may not play the position some of them players play, but you've even got the likes of Billy Gilmore that are coming through for Chelsea. Would he get ahead of any of them at this moment in time? No, he wouldn't. So he wouldn't even probably get along the substitutes bench for Chelsea either. So I think the best thing for Angel Gomes would be to either sign the new contract and go out on loan, or to just go off to another club and re-erect his career and hopefully get some minutes. It will be a shame to see Angel Gomes not stay at Manchester United. It really would, because he could go on and become a Paul Pogba £100 million player. But you're looking at the likes of Jadon Sancho, who's gone on to become a £100 million player, who's gone out there and got minutes and done what he's needed to do to get minutes. It does look like a lot of the players that have excelled from going from the youth team to higher level, the likes of Mason Greenwood, who's got a number of minutes this season, even Phil Foden to a certain extent at Manchester City. He's put in some decent performances, but hasn't yet hit the heights of a £100 million player, because he hasn't played the amount of minutes that Sancho has played. And if Phil Foden had played the amount of minutes and gone away on loan to maybe Borussia Dortmund and played the amount of minutes, he would probably be seen as a £100 million player as well, because there is a lot of talented young English players out there at this moment in time. And I do believe that Angel Gomes is still one of them players, and hopefully we can see him play football in English football, even if it isn't at Manchester United. I do wish him all the best if he does move on to another club, but it does seem like he is irritated by the fact that Solskjaer isn't giving him game time that he feels that he deserves. And with rumours that Jude Bellingham and Jack Grealish could come to Manchester United this summer, he probably feels that his game time will be limited, and with only 6 appearances this season, even though I do believe that he should have done more when he's been on the pitch, and certainly when given the opportunity for the under-23s. He has scored a few goals and assisted a few for the under-23s this season, but he should really be running the show for them, the under-23s, because it is a very poor league. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this situation regarding Angel Gomes. Do you think that it's time to move him on? Do you think, like me, he should be loaned out to another club and kept on at Manchester United by signing the contract if we can get him to sign that contract? Let me know your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe as well. Like the video, and I will talk to you all again soon. See ya.